yeah, Night Slash is going to come through, does quite a bit of damage actually, and we get the boost as well. This is absolutely beautiful. Once again, when Greninja gets the boost, it's just game over, right? And they have a Whiscash in the back. I'm going to build up to 2 Night Slashes here, and I'm going to go for the first one. This is going to do massive neutral damage as it does there, and immediately going to be able to get off another one here. And once again, this is absolutely for sure going to take out the Whiscash, and I'm going to do so much damage there. So I'm going to come in with my Greninja here, and I'm just going to go straight for the Night Slash. Now both Night Slash and Surf are resisted because of the Grass Dark typing, and Night Slash still does quite a bit of damage, and I'm barely able to get to another Night Slash here, and this is going to take out the Shiftry there. And then, yeah, I mean, it does get the shield, and we get another boost as well. This is absolutely ridiculous right now. I'm going to be able to get off another Night Slash here. This is absolutely going to one-shot the Venomoth, and Registeel has no play at the back, right? I mean, they're going to be able to get to one charge move at best. I'm going to shield this up, and then even a Surf should be able to KO from this range because it's double boosted, right? And again, Greninja has such an insanely high attack stat, and I'm just going to go straight for the Surf right now, and this is going to do massive neutral damage and just, yeah, take out the Registeel from that range there. So what's up everybody, welcome back. So I am super excited for this video because I'm going to be trying out a really spicy team comp, basically consisting of Beedrill, Alolan Muk and Greninja. And if you haven't tried out Greninja yet in the Remix Cup, I would highly recommend it because this thing is an absolute monster. Yes, it kind of struggled in Open Great League, and that's because it loses against majority of the top meta there. But I feel like it can be such an amazing core breaker as far as the Remix Cup is concerned, and that's because it does really well against some of those ground types like Nidoqueen and Diggersby, which are very common, and it obviously completely walls something like Frosslass and Jellicent, right? Some of those ghost types and also some of those other psychic types out there like Hypno and probably even Cresselia. When you have a shield advantage, it can do really well towards endgame there. And this line works like an ABB line, obviously, where you have Beedrill on the lead, which pretty much provides coverage against all of Greninja's weaknesses, except for its electric type weakness, and even that isn't as much of an issue because you have Drill Run. And then of course you have Alolan Muk, which is such a fantastic generalist as the save swap to basically bait out the dark counter, so that Greninja has a pretty clear path to sweep endgame, right? And like I said, Greninja is an absolutely incredible closer, especially when you can get the Night Slash boost. It can run through a lot of team comps, right? So like I said, there were some really exciting battles in here, and let's just get straight into it. Okay, moving on to the first battle here. We have Beedrill against a Jellicent. So it's actually a negative lead. So immediately going to save switch in my Alolan Muk here, and we bait out the fighter, right? This is absolutely perfect. This is exactly how this team is supposed to work. So I'm going to actually build up to a Sludge Wave and then bait with Dark Pulse because Shadow Machamp is almost for sure going to shield. We do get the shield, which is fantastic. And at this point, I'm going to try and go for a Sludge Wave right now, right? I really want to win switch advantage because I want to make sure that I can line up my Greninja against their Jellicent. I'm going to shield up the Rock Slide here and go straight for the Sludge Wave. I'm really hoping they let this go through. Probably they think it's just a Dark Pulse and it just one-shots the Machamp and we win switch advantage there, which is absolutely crucial right now. They come in with their Mandibuzz, and I'm going to try and go for the Sludge Wave right now, right? This is exactly why Alolan Muk is such a fantastic generalist when it comes to being a safe swap option in the Remix Cup, because it can just do so much damage across the board, right? And again, they're not going to be able to farm us down with Snarl because that's resisted. They're going to have to go for a move here, and they actually decide to undercharge, which is really interesting, and I'm able to get to another Dark Pulse here, which is really good. Now, even though this isn't going to do too much damage, it's definitely going to chip away at the Mandibuzz, which is good for us. And I'm actually going to come in with my Beedrill. I know this Mandibuzz is quite loaded, but it's fine, right? I'm gonna have to make sure that I can line up my Greninja against their Jellicent. So Aerial Ace is going to come through. I'm going to try and get to a Fellsting here, but it's fine. I'm not able to get it. It's absolutely okay because I'm going to let this go through. And then Greninja should hopefully be able to clean up, right? So I'm going to come in with my Greninja here and try and completely farm down this Mandibuzz. I'm going to try and risk it and completely farm it down because Greninja doesn't really need shields to beat Jellicent because everything Jellicent has is resisted by Greninja, right? Because of that dark water typing. And they actually make a switch into their Jellicent here. They're going to go for a move. It's just a Bubble Beam. I should have gotten the Night Slash off before that Bubble Beam debuff, but it's fine. I'm going to build up 2 of these right now. And I'm going to go for the first one here. Let's see if this gets the final shield from the Jellicent. It doesn't get the shield, but it's okay. And I'm going to overfarm a little bit more and try and go for another Night Slash here. And then this is almost for sure going to get the shield from the Jellicent, right? As it does there, which is really good. And then I'm going to try and go for another one here. But then again, Greninja is extremely glassy. So the Shadow Ball is going to do a ton of damage. And it's going to put the Greninja extremely low. But luckily, I'm able to get to a Night Slash just in time here. And this is going to take out the Jellicent. And one extra bubble is going to be able to take out the Mandibuzz there. So extremely close battle, as you can see. I mean, this team worked perfectly, honestly. I mean, we were able to bait out the fighter there. I mean, Greninja definitely does not want to go up against something like a Shadow Machamp or even a Charmer or something. And Alolan Muk is a pretty decent generalist, right? Especially with access to Sludge Wave, we can handle a lot of those threats which Greninja is weak to. So we lose the lead against Ninetales once again. So I'm immediately going to save switch into my Alolan Muk here. I'm going to let this go through. Probably just going to be a Weather Ball. Does quite a bit of damage actually, but they actually come in with their Whiscash, and this is not good, right? This almost seems like a perfect hard counter line there with a fire lead and a Whiscash in the back, but we're able to land the Dark Pulse here. I'm going to let this go through. There's no point shielding this at this point because Whiscash is going to be able to outpace Alolan Muk with the charge moves. So I'm going to let it go through. I'm going to come in with my Beedrill here, and even though Beedrill doesn't have a great matchup against Whiscash, once again, I want to preserve the Greninja for their Ninetales, right? And hope that whatever is in the back is also weak to Greninja as well. So at this point, I'm going to overfarm quite a bit, and I'm going to bait with Felstinger here. I'm really hoping they give up a shield right now. But they unfortunately don't fall for it, right? Which is really, really bad. And I'm going to go for another Felstinger here. Obviously, we're boosted right now. And yeah, let's see how much this does. It doesn't really do that much, actually. It doesn't quite take it out, but I'm going to let this go through, right? I'm going to be able to come in with Greninja and get one extra bubble worth of farm. So I'm going to come in with Greninja here and try and bubble down the Whiscash. And then let's see what they come in with. And they actually come back with their Ninetales. Now, this tells me that whatever is in the back is even weaker to Greninja, right? If you're going to bring a fire type, a shadow fire type against Greninja, then they probably have something like a Jellicent or a Frosslass in the back. So I'm actually going to build up a lot of extra energy here. And yeah, they have a Frosslass in the back, and this is actually GG's right now, right? Because Greninja with an energy advantage is absolutely going to go to town here. Going to go for the Nightslash here, going to build up a little extra energy, going to go throw another one, really hoping that I can get a boost right now. And they give up the second shield, and we do get the boost, and this is absolutely beautiful right now. I was going to try and get off the third one right here, but I think we lost CMP there if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I was trying to overfarm there, but I think we lost CMP, which is pretty surprising because Greninja wins CMP against most Pokemon. But then a boosted Nightslash is absolutely going to one-shot the Frosslass there. The Ninetales is going to come back in, we're going to be able to bubble down there, especially with boosted bubble damage against a Shadow Ninetales. It's absolutely going to destroy it right there, right? I mean, as you can see, Greninja with a full health Greninja with 2 shields is able to take out their 2 full health Pokemon with 2 shields, right? And that's how dangerous it can be. So we have Beedrill into a Golbat. Once again, we lost the lead. That's like the 3rd time in a row where we've lost the lead in the set, which is fine, right? I mean, losing the lead isn't as much of an issue with this team comp because of how amazing Alolan Muk is as a safe swap. And they actually throw the Poison Fang and then come in with their Victreebel here. And I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse right now. This is actually a good play from their part because as their Poison Fang is obviously debuffed Alolan Muk and we're taking so much damage from Razor Leaf. We're going to go for the Dark Pulse here, and fortunately we get both shields, right? Now this is absolutely crucial, especially with Greninja in the back and a shield advantage. You're really looking really good, right? So I'm going to let this go through. Everything Beedrill has is everything Victreebel has is resisted by Beedrill. Still, the Shadow, the Razor Leaf damage was just too much, right? Especially after the Acid Spray debuff. So I'm going to shield this up, probably just going to be a Poison Fang. But I'm going to have to preserve the health on my Greninja here. And then I'm going to build up a little bit of extra energy, and then I'm going to go for the Night Slash here, right? So yeah, Night Slash is going to come through, does quite a bit of damage actually, and we get the boost as well. This is absolutely beautiful. Once again, when Greninja gets the boost, it's just game over, right? And they have a Whiscash in the back. I'm going to build up 2 Night Slashes here, and I'm going to go for the first one. This is going to do massive neutral damage as it does there, and immediately going to be able to get off another one here. And once again, this is absolutely for sure going to take out the Whiscash. And I'm going to switch into my Beedrill and go for the Felstinger, and that's going to take out the Golbat there. Even though it's double resisted, I just wanted to make sure anyways. I mean, could have gone for the Drill Run, probably could have even stayed with Greninja, but I knew I had loaded energy on Beedrill and just wanted to be safe anyways there. And as you can see, I mean, Greninja is absolutely incredible, right? Especially when it comes to closing out games. There's just nothing better there. So anyways, moving on to the next battle here. We have Beedrill against an Alomomola here. So this is actually a pretty decent matchup this. But I'm actually going to safe switch into my Alolan Muk here. But because, I mean, I still need to bait out their Dark counter, right? So I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse here. They are still staying in, which is pretty surprising. So I'm going to try and build up to another Dark Pulse here. And this is going to do quite a bit of neutral damage against Alomomola. And Alomomola is actually pretty tanky. So yeah, that's okay damage right there, which is absolutely fine. Charge move is going to come through. And it's going to be a Psychic, which is obviously single resisted because of the Dark Poison typing. And I'm going to try and get to another Dark Pulse here. Unfortunately, we're not able to get it off. And Waterfall is going to be able to take us out. And it's kind of tricky because at this point I kind of lost switch advantage. So I'm actually going to come in with Greninja here because we're going to be able to farm for quite a bit of energy, right? As you can see, we're already in a Night Slash and a Surf. And let's see what they decide to come in here with. And they actually come in with their Registeel. Now, this tells me that they don't really have a solid response to Greninja. And Greninja can actually do pretty well against Registeel, especially in the 2-shield situation, right? Because Registeel has to land the Focus Blast. And they actually make a switch into their Venomoth. And as you saw, we got another boost with the Night Slash there. So I'm going to go for the Night Slash here. It does get the shield from the Venomoth. And at this point, I'm just going to shield this up, right? I mean, Greninja is my win condition here. And yeah, I'm going to shield up the Poison Fang here. And those confusions are double resisted because of the Dark typing. So I'm going to be able to get off another Night Slash right now. And then, yeah, I mean, it does get the shield and we get another boost as well. This is absolutely ridiculous right now. I'm going to be able to get off another Night Slash here. This is absolutely going to one-shot the Venomoth, and Registeel has no play at the back, right? I mean, they're going to be able to get to one charge move at best. I'm going to shield this up, and then even a Surf should be able to KO from this range because it's double boosted, right? And again, Greninja has such an insanely high attack stat, and I'm just going to go straight for the Surf right now, and this is going to do massive neutral damage and just, yeah, take out the Registeel from that range there. So I mean, one thing I've observed is that a lot of people don't have an answer to Greninja in the back, especially if you can like bait out their Dark counter. Typically, people like to run Machamps and Charmers, but if you can just bait it out with Alolan Muk, then you're pretty good to go as far as Greninja is concerned, right? Especially towards endgame there. So anyways, moving on to the next battle here, we have Beedrill into a Sandslash. Not a great matchup actually. This is kind of a neutral matchup this. Because we're going to take quite a bit of damage from Ice Punches while Poison Jabs are double resisted. They were trying to actually catch a Drill Down on Mandibuzz, which is really smart on their part. But I'm going to actually come in my Alolan Muk here. I'm going to let this go through. Aerial Ace does okay neutral damage, but it doesn't really do that much. Obviously, I'm just going to go straight for the Sludge Wave right now. And then again, Mandibuzz is extremely tanky. So that does about 35 to 40% of its health, which is okay. And I'm going to let this go through as well. Aerial Ace is going to come through. Does okay neutral damage once again. And then I'm just going to try and build up to a Sludge Wave here. And then, yeah, just go straight for the Sludge Wave right now, right? They shield that up, which is okay. I'm not going to shield anything. I'm okay losing switch advantage, but because like I said, Greninja absolutely needs shields towards endgame, right? Even if you have a favorable matchup and you don't have a shield advantage, you're going to lose more games than not. So I'm going to actually come in with my Greninja. I'm going to let the Aerial Ace go through. It does quite a bit of damage actually. And I'm just going to go straight for the Surf right now, right? Because Mandibuzz is extremely tanky. A resisted Night Slash is not going to cut it. But they actually shield up the Surf, which is very interesting. So I'm going to shield this up as well. And then, yeah, at this point, they actually make a switch back into their Alolan Sandslash. And I'm going to go straight into my Beedrill and go for the Drill Run. We have loaded energy. And this is absolutely going to one-shot the Alolan Sandslash. Actually, doesn't quite one-shot it. But I'm going to let this go through because we can come in with Greninja and farm for a little bit of extra energy, right? And we still don't know what they have in the back. But they have actually a Whiscash in the back. So I'm actually going to go for the Night Slash here. Initially, hopefully try and get a boost. But unfortunately, we don't get a boost this time. So I'm going to go straight for the Surf. Obviously, it's going to do a little bit more damage than Night Slash. Does quite a bit of damage against Whiscash. Actually, I'm going to shield up this Mud Bomb and hopefully I can bubble this Whiscash down, right? It's going to be extremely close right now. And yeah, they actually make a switch into their Mandibuzz. I'm immediately going to go for the Night Slash here. I actually lost track of how much energy they had, so I didn't want to risk it. I'm just going to go for the Night Slash and we get another boost right now. And then Whiscash is going to be able to come in and we're going to be able to bubble down there. So, oh man, this team is like absolutely incredible. I mean, really, I think these are obviously different battles that I put together from multiple sets of battles that I did. I don't think I put them together in any particular order, but yeah, for the most part, I think almost every single set that I did with this team, I had a positive set. I had like multiple 4-in-1 sets and like a couple of 3-in-2 sets as well. So anyways, we have Beedrill into a Mandibuzz here. Not a great matchup this. So I'm going to go into my Alolan Muk to try and catch a move, and ends up being a Shadow Ball, which tells me they're probably running Foul Play and Shadow Ball because they're running a Flying type quick move and not Snarl. So it actually makes sense, but it's fine, right? I mean, those charge moves are not really going to do that much to Alolan Muk, because both Foul Play and Shadow Ball are resisted because of the Dark typing. So yeah, just going to soak up the Foul Play there and then going to go for another Sludge Wave here. And we're probably going to win switch if they let this go through, but they do shield that up, which is okay. And at this point, I'm actually going to come in with my Greninja and I'm going to commit to the complete hard farm down, right? Because I know both of their charge moves are resisted. Obviously, those quick moves are doing quite a bit of neutral damage here, but I'm actually going to risk it. I'm going to shield this up actually because we are getting pretty low right now, and I'm going to commit to the complete hard farm down, right? Because Greninja with an energy advantage is absolutely incredible towards endgame there. So let's see what they come in with. They actually come in with their Registeel, and once again, this tells me that they don't really have a solid answer to Greninja, right? Because Registeel with Lock On isn't really going to do that much damage. So I'm actually going to switch into my Beedrill here and go straight for the Drill Run right now, but they actually make a simultaneous swap into Cresselia, right? And this is actually kind of a decent matchup for Beedrill because both Grass Knot and Moonblast are resisted by Beedrill because of that poison typing. Obviously, Grass Knot is double resisted because of the Bug Poison typing, and I'm just going to go straight for the Drill Run right now. There's no point going for Fell Stinger at this point, but because we landed the Drill Run, I'm going to go for the Fell Stinger this time. This is obviously super effective, and it should probably take it out from this range. And then Registeel does come back in. I'm really trying to get to a move here, and luckily I'm able to get to a Fell Stinger just in time. And my only win condition right now is they shield this, and they do shield that, which is beautiful, right? Immediately going to switch into my Greninja here, and going to go for the Surf right now. And then, yeah, gonna be able to get off another Surf here, which is absolutely incredible, and is gonna be able to take out the Registeel there. So I mean, as you can see, this is like Greninja is absolutely incredible. I mean, we were kind of lucky that, you know, they probably thought it was a drill down. We got a shield from Registeel, especially in that Beedrill matchup. But then again, Greninja with an energy advantage, once again, right? Like even with a little bit of health against something like Registeel, it can absolutely destroy it. So we have Beedrill into a Lucario here. Kind of, I mean, this is actually a really good lead, actually. I mean, whenever I see Fighters or Charmers in the lead, I decide to stay in because I'm hoping that this is their only response to Dark types in the back. So I'm going to go straight for the Drill Run right now. Unfortunately, they do shield that up. So I'm going to try and catch the Shadow Ball on my Alolan Muk here. I'm really hoping this Shadow Ball, but ends up being a Power-Up Punch, which is not great. But they actually come in with their Unova Stunfisk. This is actually not good at all, right? I mean, at this point, they're probably going to win Switch Advantage. And if they win Switch Advantage, they can line up their Lucario against my Greninja, which is not good at all, right? So I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse here. It's going to do quite a bit of neutral damage against this Unova Stunfisk. And yeah, I'm just going to try and go for another Dark Pulse here. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get it in time, so I'm just going to let this go through right now. I'm just going to probably try and come in with my Greninja and try and completely farm it down, right? Because Greninja is such a poor matchup against Lucario. I definitely need to have that energy advantage when I'm going up against it. And also, I'm going to have to shield this because Discharge is going to one-shot because of that water typing. And I'm going to overfarm quite a bit here. But unfortunately, they end up getting to another move. So this is actually not good at all. And I'm going to shield up this Discharge as well. And they actually come in with their Lucario right now. This is not looking good at all, right? Probably going to be just a Power-Up Punch, which is still going to do massive, super effective damage. So I'm going to go for the Night Slash. I'm going to go straight for the Surf right now because Night Slash is resisted. And Surf does get the shield. Going to immediately switch into my Beedrill here and try and go for the Drill Run right now, right? Now this is obviously going to one-shot the Lucario from this range, obviously because it's super effective because of that Steel typing, as it does there. And then let's see what they decide to come in with. It's going to be extremely close. We still have a loaded Greninja in the back, and they actually come in with their Unova Stunfisk. And I'm going to try and completely farm it down, right? That's my only win condition here, but unfortunately they end up getting to a charge move and ends up being a Mud Bomb, which barely doesn't KO. And let's see what they have in the back. I'm barely able to get to a Fell Stinger, and it's a Shiftry in the back. Shiftry is double weak to Bug because of the Grass Dark typing. And even a weak move like Fell Stinger does so much damage there. So I'm going to come in with my Greninja here, and I'm just going to go straight for the Night Slash. Now both Night Slash and Surf are resisted because of the Grass Dark typing. And Night Slash still does quite a bit of damage, and I'm barely able to get to one of the Night Slash here. And this is going to take out the Shiftry there. And I think Greninja wins CMP against Shiftry. So that was extremely close there, right? I mean, they had like pretty much triple hard Greninja counters in that team comp. I mean, like they had like Unova Stunfisk, which I think like it works both ways, but then again you have Shiftry and Lucario, which are pretty much hard Greninja counters, right? So anyways, and also the reason why I'm running Fell Stinger on Beedrill is I really like that, especially for that boost potentially. I mean, the boosted poison jabs and drill runs are just extremely dangerous when it comes to closing out games, right? Obviously, X-Scissor is probably a better move according to PV Poke as well, but I definitely prefer having Fell Stinger on it. So we have Beedrill into a Kingdra here, not the best lead actually. They come in with their Golbat and immediately going to switch in my Alolan Muk. Now Alolan Muk has a pretty decent matchup against Golbat because both of all of Golbat's charge moves are actually resisted because of the Dark Poison typing. Obviously, Poison Fang is resisted. Even if it's Shadow Ball, that will be resisted as well. And I'm going to let this go through. Unfortunately, I mean, these Poison Fangs are obviously adding up on top of the fact that it's lowering our defense as well. So I'm going to have to watch out for that. Obviously, I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse right now. And then, yeah, our Dark Pulse is going to do quite a bit of, I mean, actually does get the shield. So at this point, I'm probably going to shield this and go for another Dark Pulse right now because I don't want all this energy to go waste. So I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse here. It's going to do quite a bit of neutral damage against this Golbat. And does quite a bit of damage actually. And then let's see what they decide to do here. And yeah, I'm gonna come in with my Beedrill and go straight for the Drill Run right now. And then let's see how much this does. Actually does quite a bit of, it's actually single resisted because of the poison flying typing. So immediately going to switch into my Greninja here to avoid getting farmed down. I'm going to let this go through. It's just a poison fang. But then again, they have a Machamp in the back, and this is absolutely GG's right now, right? I mean, Machamp, as you can see, this is one of those situations where if you don't win switch and if they have something like Machamp in the back, it can be very, very difficult to deal with, right? So I'm going to shield this up, and my only win condition here is to just hopefully I can take it out with Fell Stinger and hopefully the subsequent poison jabs and hopefully deal with whatever is in the back, right? And I'm going to try and poison jab down. Unfortunately, they get to another move and this is GG's right now. My only win condition there was if they hadn't gotten to this move. Cross chop is still double resisted. We're going to be able to take it out. But yeah, there's just almost no health on Beedrill right now, right? So I'm going to go for the Drill Run here. It's going to take out the Crobat from this range. But then again, they have a Kingdra in the back end. Kingdra leads can be very, very difficult. I mean, Kingdra actually does pretty well against this entire team. I mean, Greninja doesn't really have a great matchup against it either. I mean, especially when shields are down and with a boosted Nightslash, you can probably take it out. But yeah, anyways, it is what it is. So moving on to the next battle here, we have Beedrill into a Hitmonchan. You definitely want to catch the fighters in the lead. This is such a beautiful matchup right now. And they actually come in with their Hypno, and this is great, right? This is absolutely beautiful right now. The reason I come in with my Alolan Muk and not Greninja is because you don't have to shield any of the moves coming from Hypno, especially with Alolan Muk. In this case, I think Hypno is running Ice Punch, but if they were running Thunder Punch, you definitely have to shield Greninja, right? But Alolan Muk is obviously a little more tankier. It can tank those Thunder Punches and Ice Punches. They actually let the Shadow Ball go, the Dark Balls go through, and they have a Victreebel. Though this is very, very hard because, I mean, team comps that have like a Razor Leaf user and a fighter can be very, very difficult for Greninja to deal with, right? So at this point, it's basically up to Beedrill to take care of this entire team comp. So just gonna come in with my Beedrill here and then just try and go for the Fell Stinger as soon as possible. And then actually does get the shield, and they're going to come in with their Hitmonchan. I'm going to try and go for another. This is exactly why I'll demonstrate why Fell Stinger is absolutely amazing, because in situations like these, when they don't really have a response to Beedrill, you can absolutely go to town, right? As you can see, those poison jabs are doing a ton of damage, and I'm going to go for another Fell Stinger. It's obviously resisted because of the fighting typing, but I'm going to be able to gain a lot of energy, right? I'm going to shield this up as well, just in case it's an Ice Punch or something. I don't really have to worry about any of the charge moves coming from Victreebel because everything is resisted. And then Victreebel is going to come in, like I said, they're going to go for a charge move. It's fine. This is probably going to be a Leaf Tornado or a Leaf Blade. It's a Leaf Tornado, which is double resisted, but I'm barely able to get to a Drill Run here. And obviously, even though we got the attack debuff from the Leaf Storm, this Drill Run is still going to do quite a bit of neutral damage to take out the Victreebel there. So as you can see, I mean, Beedrill is such a great cover for Greninja. In situations like these, when you have multiple Greninja counters in the opposition, there's a very good chance that Beedrill can pretty much run through those team comps, right? So yeah, I mean, I was able to gain a bunch of elo with this team. You know, a majority of the sets that I did were pretty positive. I mean, I had like multiple 4-1 and 3-2 sets. Obviously, I think I did like around 7 or 8 sets of battles with this team, which is why I couldn't showcase them all. I decided to pick some of the best battles and, you know, sort of put them together in kind of random order basically. But like I said, I mean, this team, I would highly recommend it if you're looking to run something spicy and effective at the same time. This team can be really, really solid. It's actually tanking quite a bit. Trying out a bunch of weird team comps, a bunch of which didn't work actually. I'll try and get some of those videos for the other spice team comps that I tried out eventually as well. But yeah, it's still a hard grind. I mean, I'm still trying to get to veteran while trying to experiment at the same time, which is like a tough balance. But yeah, still a long way to go in the season. So hopefully I can like find a balance between climbing up and experimenting at the same time. And this team comp is like a perfect combination of the two, right? So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.